So, and Paul, looking ahead to Saturday's game against Ebbsfleet United at home, it's a tough tie against a team that are also fancying their chances in the promotion race.
Yeah, we went there early on in the season and probably produced one of our best performances of the season. Obviously, we've had the stop-start problem since then, but no, I think it'll be a good game Saturday. I spoke to Gary McCann today, the Hampton manager, who's a good mate of mine, and complimentary about them, and said that on the day they were a very, very good side. So yeah, it's another tough game, sort of similar to the performance we need for the Notts County game, probably to get what we want out of it.
If you look at their form line since playing us in the league, they've lost just 2 of their last 6 since playing us in December. So it just shows the magnitude of the test, because they're a team coming into it in form.
Yeah, and it was only be a matter of time before I think Ebbsfleet found their form. They had too many good players in that squad, not to be doing better. But yeah, it's a game we're looking forward to. We're at home, and like I said, if it's like it was at Ebbsfleet, both sides I thought tried to get on the front foot and play. I think it'll be a good game to watch.
Yeah, and I suppose after Tuesday night, you want to get that game in straight away, and probably a big game at that, and naturally you want to try and really get that result in against these teams and around us in the table.
Yeah, 100%. I thought we were poor on Tuesday night. Probably Tommy Wright being the one exception that I thought came out of the game with credit. Disappointing performance, but away from home on a Tuesday night, -8 degrees, snowing. And we didn't, in my opinion, turn up as a team. So that was disappointing. The good thing with football is that 3 days later, 4 days later, another game comes along and you get the opportunity to try and put things right.
I suppose it's nice that obviously you don't want it to happen, but if it happens now, because it's a Tuesday to Saturday, if it was Saturday to Saturday, you do have that little bit of time where you kind of stew over it. Whereas with this, we haven't really got to go straight into the next one.
Yeah, I mean, we've analysed sort of the performance from Tuesday. I think the players themselves know, it just wasn't good enough. But again, that's not to take anything away from Hemel. I thought they bullied us a bit on the night. They were sharper, quicker. And as I said, the players were pre-warned about what Hemel were all about, and they didn't obviously take note on the evening. So, we've lost away to Bath and Hemel now, and I think it's important that, as I said, the home form is critical in any sort of good season. So, that's been good for us this year, and I just want us to see if we can get that win for the club on Saturday.
Of course. Now we do have to talk about some injury news. We heard about Godfrey Poku during the week, and unfortunately, the news hasn't really got much better as far as he's concerned.
No, it sort of pretty much sums up the season as far as I'm concerned. He's had a terrible scan result. His knee has suffered a ruptured anterior cruciate ligament, which is probably the biggest injury. He's also done his medial and plenty of other bits and pieces within his meniscus as well. So, yeah, it's a terrible injury. And, we had to tell him this morning with the doctor, Tim Mellor, and Noel Flynn, who's the surgeon, on FaceTime. And, it was a very sobering moment, really. It sort of puts into perspective quite a lot, because it's a 12 to 15 month recovery period because of the type of injury that it is.
And he hasn't really caught a break, has he, since coming here? He got injured in the first pre-season game, then caught another injury when he came back that game against Willstone. Started to get to a bit of form, picked up another injury, and now this is just completely compounded things for him.
Yeah, against a player that traditionally plays 45 games every season, has done for years and years and years. And one of the things we talked about when we signed him was we were getting a player that doesn't suffer injury and is always a 40 game a season player. And like you said, he got injured in pre-season. He then really hurt his ankle and calf when he went to jump at Willstone. And we had six of those types of injuries in pre-season, which, as led to us cancelling 2 actual games. So it's just been a season of hell, really, as far as injuries are concerned, and not just short-term ones. But this has just about capped it off, to be honest.
Of course, we want Godfrey on the pitch, but one thing you will get from him is the fact that off it, he's a real leader, and he really will be a real encouragement for the lads.
Yeah, the problem is, Henry, he's literally going 6 weeks now into a leg brace. He can't drive. He can't. He has to literally keep his legs straight. And you know, he won't be around the football club until certainly next season, I wouldn't have thought, because the first part of this injury, as I said, 6 to 12 weeks is spent in a brace. So yeah, I mean, we won't even have his sort of jovial, good character around us either,
which is very unfortunate. We do have to touch upon it whilst we're with you. We're hoping that we get some answers to the resolution paper anytime soon. There's all sorts of things that are going up in the air at the moment. Obviously, we can't comment too much on the issue, but there is a potential that it could swing potentially towards a null and void.
Yes, it looks that way, doesn't it? You know, it's there's plenty of teams from the north, and you know, probably not enough from the south to make up the majority. So it looks like it's going to be, you know, the resolution will pass to null and void the season. And you know, it's been an incredibly difficult season for all sorts of reasons. The biggest one, playing in front of no supporters. You know, it's been probably the most unenjoyable football season ever since I was a young lad. So, you know, maybe it is best, I don't know, maybe it is best just to finish this season now. You know, get everyone back into the ground in July and hopefully get back to some normality. But as I said, we don't know for sure. There's so much speculation at the moment. But certainly from the clubs that I've heard from, and you know, you look at the figures that are coming through in terms of the vote, it does look very much as though Saturday could be, you know, potentially our last game of the season.
And of course, we give respect to every club because they have their right to their opinion. But I think there should be credit to the clubs, of course, that have managed to play on during this period, during this uncertainty, because the quality of the games definitely hasn't dipped during this period.
I think absolutely that every club should look after its own interest. You know, as a club, we haven't commented on any other club or what any other club should or shouldn't do, and that's 100% right from us. You know, we took the view that if we could continue to play, then we'd like to, but we're also realists to know that if it's a democratic vote, you know, then you have to also go with that as well. So I think we've all known, to be honest, you know, for 2 or 3 weeks that this was going and heading towards a null and void season. And that's probably one of the main reasons why it's been so difficult, you know, for the players as well. The players are very aware of the situation. And as much as you try and really keep on top of it and keep trying to push, I think once players half know that the season's going to end, you know, in the back of their minds, it's not easy to go out and play in front of also no spectators. It's not been an easy few weeks, Henry, but it's not been an easy 4 or 5 months, to be honest. And, you know, I think the reality is if we'd have known that it was going to be, you know, loans that would be required to finish the season, then I don't think the season would ever have started in the first place. So that's where it's at, really.
Well, Paul, appreciate your time, Zed. Appreciate your honesty as ever. And of course, we look forward to the game on Saturday.
Yeah, thanks very much, Henry. Cheers.